All right, within the last few hours, former President Trump held his first public rally since the apparent assassination attempt last weekend. Trump spoke at a town hall in the battleground state of Michigan, moderated by his former press secretary and current Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Joining us live now is Professor David McCuan from Sonoma State University. We seem to say this every week, sir, but there is another major shakeup in the presidential race over the weekend. What do you think will be the impact this time around? Because I want to note last time that, I can't believe I'm saying this, the first assassination attempt, Trump did benefit with the bump in the polls. Do you think that's going to happen again this time?
All right, so we had a bump in the polls from the first assassination attempt. We have a bump in the polls for Kamala Harris out of the DNC and after the first debate. Not a big bump, a small bump. Look at it swing state by swing state, and you see anywhere from 2 to 4 points, but an average, national average of just under 2 points. Then you have a correction, if you will, an adjustment, a change after the second attempted assassination against Donald Trump. This tightens the race further, but you do see some swing state differences, some differences that occur in states like, for example, Pennsylvania or Georgia, some of those key swing states. There is a bit of an adjustment, but you might argue that that's a correction even before this event or coming out of this event relative to Harris getting slight bump out of the debate. What that sets forth is a big deal headed to that vice presidential debate on October 1st. But as a reminder for your viewers today, Liz, we've already started early voting in key battleground states, like, for example, Pennsylvania. Later this week, we see Minnesota and Virginia kicking off on Friday for their early voting.
I want to talk about this weekend because the Trump campaign spent most of the weekend promoting misinformation in all the talk shows that has prompted numerous bomb threats, other threats as well in the city of Springfield, Ohio. How worried are you that this is going to keep escalating into something major in that town?
Yeah, I mean, look, there are bomb threats that have been going on at the local schools. There have been state troopers called in to protect those schools. And Springfield is a city in Ohio that's experienced a lot of upheaval. It's a what we refer to as an exurb, an emerging suburb. This is where the vote is actually quite critical. And even though Ohio has trended red more recently, the last few cycles, it is a state where we see a number of these purple voters and Obama, Trump voters that voted twice for Obama and then twice for Donald Trump. And you see episodes of this all over. And this is partly the adage or theme that Donald Trump has used to talk about grievance, to talk about anger, and using immigration to do this is hugely powerful. I think for your viewers, one thing to point forward to is our models are showing a tight race. If there's a tight race where it's less than 10 or 15 electoral votes that decide this election, the former president may not concede, and that elongates the process after November 5th into the period of November, December, and into January, similar to what we saw, for example, in January 6th, 2021.
Now, we're less than 50 days away until Election Day. We're probably not going to see the two presidential candidates on the debate stage again. What do you think is going to be the focus of their campaigns over the next month and a half or so? What should be the focus?
Well, we know from voters, their top focus, about 1 in 3 voters are illustrating a pocketbook-related economic concern. So that is something that both candidates have to return to. This will be a big theme in that October 1st debate. So pocketbook issues, the economy. Then there are other issues that follow. Immigration is one of those issues. Crime is one of those issues. But the politics of reproductive rights, the politics of abortion are also in there. There is a kind of another factor, and that is that who can bring the nation together. And that's also a change-oriented candidate. And this is where the money that Kamala Harris has, and she's got a lot of money, the big bump in dollars that she's had, that has been able to reorient her in her favorables and unfavorables. It's not that they're big, it's that her favorables have come up from where they were, say, in June or July or earlier this year, and put her just just above board, just in a place that is a net positive. That's a big development because it says that campaign fundraising and spending is working. That has down ballot effects that can affect what happens, for example, in the Senate and the House elections. So critical if you were to win the White House to try to institute your program or your legislation moving forward.
Professor David McCuan from Sonoma State, always good to talk to you, sir.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Well, happening